Well, welcome to 13 News Now Super Bowl special.
Yeah, it's a borderline American national holiday at this point, and we got two powerhouse teams this year. But we're not just going to talk ball on this special, Shane Fordham.
That's right. We're talking experiences, we're talking halftime shows, we're talking parties. And most importantly, we got to talk food.
Got to talk
food in there. But we got to talk food. We got to talk food. But let's start with the teams. Number one, we have the Eagles. Now, the Eagles are one of the most dominant teams in the NFL right now. I mean, they've been a top-tier team all season, and this year, they want revenge against the Chiefs. Looking at the offense, Saquon Barkley has been arguably the best player in the NFL this year, MVP, all-pro caliber season, behind the best offensive line in football. Over 2,000 rushing yards, 15 total touchdowns, and he only needs less than 30 yards to break Terrell Davis's rushing record, which includes the playoffs. The Eagles, no doubt, have arguably the best run game in football. Barkley and quarterback Jalen Hurts have more combined rushing yards this year out of any quarterback running back duo in history of the league. Even though Hurts hasn't had an MVP caliber year like he did the last time the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, he has still done enough to win. This is a dynamic offense with explosive weapons, but on the other side of the ball, Vic Fangio has really orchestrated the best defense in football, leading the league in forced fumbles. This defense contains an assistant coach of the year candidate in Fangio, a defensive player of the year candidate in Zach Vaughn, and two defensive rookie of the year candidates in Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. The Eagles have been one of the most dominant teams in the league this year. Quarterback Jalen Hurts says the difference, however, is that they have been here before.
From a perspective that everyone's not really experienced that before, everything that comes with the week, I think that that's something that's big, is just being of good influence on the guys that haven't been there before, being able to answer questions and open that door so everyone's that much closer when we go out there.
So who will the Eagles play? Well, look who it is. The Kansas City Chiefs making their annual trip to the Super Bowl. At this point, Chiefs fans can feel free to book hotels in the Super Bowl city in June if they want to. I mean, Kansas City has been in 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls, led by the nucleus of Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Chris Jones. As for their 2024 season, well, it was totally dominant in the least dominant way. They went 15-1 in games with their starters, but they were 11th in point differential, routinely sneaking by, doing just enough to win. And after each win, everyone would say they can't keep getting away with this. And then they would do it again the next week. Well, if they do it for one more week, they're the first NFL team to three-peat ever, joining the likes of Michael Jordan, Shaq and Kobe, Derek Jeter. Patrick Mahomes says he's not just chasing those legends, he's learning from them.
I think more than anything is you see the competitors that they are, is that they're going to do whatever it takes to win. And that's what you have to be in order to have success in professional sports, is a competitor, someone that's going to put in the work every single week. And watching them and listening to things that when they talk about, that's helped shape my career on how I have to work. And obviously, that's a long ways, I feel like, still for me to go to be mentioned with those guys.
Now, Connor, there's no doubt that Patrick Mahomes basically lives in the Super Bowl, basically during this time of the year. But for today's Rank Tank, I got to rank the top 5 Super Bowl duos of all time, because the quarterback can't do it himself. Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, at number 5, I have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Now, yes, this is one of the best offensive duos of all time, 3 Super Bowls, but you have to remember that for one of their first rings, they also had Pro Bowl receiver Tyreek Hill, 105 receiving yards, 16 targets, 9 receptions in their first win against the 49ers. Travis Kelce has only had over 100 receiving yards once in the bowl, but it was also in a loss to Brady and the Bucs. Number 4, I have Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. This really goes without saying. 6 Super Bowls, 10 Super Bowl appearances, most of any quarterback-coach duo of all time. Number 3, we're going way back here. We're hitting you with a little throwback here. Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. I mean, these two built a dynasty in San Francisco, 2 Super Bowls together. Joe Montana is tied for second most Super Bowl MVP awards in history of the NFL, only behind Tom Brady. Jerry Rice has the record for Montana has the record for more Super Bowl passes without an interception. Jerry Rice still holds multiple all-time Super Bowl records, including receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. but they're not number two. Number two, I got to go Tom Brady and Gronk. Rob Gronkowski, second best tight end ever in the history of the NFL. 4 Super Bowl wins, 5 Super Bowl appearances together. Arguably the best offensive duo of all time. Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowl MVPs. Gronk caught 5 touchdowns of Brady's 12 touchdown passes in the playoffs, or in the Super Bowl rather, since 2015. But they're not number one. Number one is special. Number one, I got to go Patrick Mahomes and the refs. I mean, this is really the most dominant duo in the NFL right now. They had a great season this year. I mean, this duo sealed the game against the Eagles the last time they faced off in the Super Bowl 57. Since 2021, stay with me, guys, this is crazy. Since 2021, in 11 postseason games, Chiefs opponents have been called for more penalties and more penalty yards 10 times. Opponents have been flagged 66 times to the Chiefs 36. Crazy. One of the best duos in the league. You got to give it to them, how dominant they've been. Guys, what are the grades?
Well, first of all, relax. I mean, what is that?
Sounds shady to me.
Just
throwing shade.
We just started this special.
I'm just trying to be honest.
Oh, my gosh.
That's throwing shade, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Just being honest.
Shane with shade, man.
He's got the refs and Mahomes at number one.
That's
That duo can take out any other duo I had on this list.
Wow.
All right. Well, I know that you have a problem with something else that went down in that segment, too. I know you didn't like the way he said, way back in 1984, back in the prehistoric ages. That wasn't that long ago, B. Smith.
When Cool Joe was the man, yeah, before he got passed by Brady, yeah, I got a shade bit salty.
Absolutely. I
okay.
felt it from you.
Respect the elders. That's how I look at it.
That is a great policy.
Respect
And
the
with
elders.
that in mind, Belichick and Brady are number one on this list.
Yeah.
They gotta
Hands
be.
down.
They gotta be. And I want to bring something up, too, and I feel like people are going to get mad at me about this, because everybody's on the Chiefs refs thing, right?
Oh, please.
Look, is it possible that the Chiefs have less penalties because they're a well-coached, disciplined team?
And they play better
Is
than
it
their
possible
opponent?
that the other teams have a lot of penalties because they're so desperate to win the game that they play outside of themselves?
Do we need to go there in the AFC title game just this year with the Bills? And the Bills had the opportunity to take care of business and didn't do so.
And is it possible that if we look back through the annals of the great teams in this league, that most of the Super Bowl champions probably do have less penalties than their opponents?
It's a good chance of it.
We gotta lay off this refs thing. It's a discredit to Patrick Mahomes. Other than that, I think you did an absolutely wonderful job, Shane, and I'm giving you a B+.
I'll give you a B on this one. Check your feet. I saw some splashing of Haterade on your shoes.
Ooh, you do not want to stain those.
Is it haterade or just truth?
Haterade.
I mean, if it wasn't for that duo, the Eagles may have 2 Super Bowls right now instead of
Oh,
That's
here
what
we go.
It's personal.
I'm being honest.
It's personal for
Little
our
bit.
guy.
You knew the Eagles were kind of coming in eventually.
Would you like to say something nice to B. Smith after the way you talked about 1984, like the dinosaurs were roaming the earth?
It's okay.
B. Smith.
I'm used to it.
The 90s were not that long ago. It was, I mean, phones may look a little different. We may dress differently. We may have Wi-Fi now, but it wasn't that long ago.
You know what I say? Get back to me in about 20 years, because the 2020s right now, it's going to happen to you.
Time waits for no man. Now, we here at 13 News Now cannot wait for Norfolk State football's next season, because the Spartans got Mike Vick as their head coach and Elton Brown, Newport News native, UVA All-American, and a former Arizona Cardinal as their offensive line coach. We caught up with Brown earlier this week because he has been in a Super Bowl himself. When Larry Fitzgerald caught this touchdown pass to put the Cardinals up by 3 with 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in Super Bowl 43, Cardinals offensive lineman Elton Brown thought he had just won a Super Bowl.
I laugh and joke with my brother all the time. Like when Fitzgerald had broke that last one with like a minute or something left, my mom, my family, they started making their way down because they thought it was over. We on the sideline thinking the same thing.
Then Santonio Holmes happened. And the Cardinals fell just short, but Arizona will never forget that team.
To be in a city or a town that hadn't had a lot of football success, to get to that point, just the fan base and the way they were excited about it, so it never died down.
But the Newport News native and former UVA All-American says the key to that week is trying to make things as normal as possible.
Just play your football game. Like we always talk about, it's just another game, which at the end of the day it is, but it's also the Super Bowl. So you just got to find that balance of just clearing your mind and going out there and doing what you always do.
Despite the fact that it's a week unlike any other.
It's crazy. It's one of those things where you love to be a part of it. Like I'm about to tell my age, but I'm walking around with like the camcorder and just recording and stuff like that. We didn't win the trophy, but to be able to see the trophy on media day and get to take pictures and video and those type of things, and just to see like just how excited everybody was, it was beautiful.
Super Bowl experience from the veteran himself, Elton Brown. Now, the fellas, they had a special guest, but you'll see in just a moment. Connor, Shane?
Yeah, thank you, Brian. And we got a special guest in the house today. You know we're going to pull out all the stops for the Super Bowl special.
One of the pros. One of the pros,
That's
one
right.
of the best.
Yeah.
Only one man in Hampton Roads that could only one of the one men in the world, in the country, that could be certified enough to talk about music on this level.
He's going to deny this when we pan to him because he's humble like that. But a 757 music legend, I think, is fair. Is absolutely fair. Please welcome Shaggy from Z104 to the studio.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Shaggy, thanks for coming.
I appreciate it. Very nice intro. But you know what? When you've been doing it this long, I guess every now and then you got to take, a positive comment. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Very good, very good. And we brought you here because the Super Bowl isn't just about the football.
Right.
It's one of those rare events where it encompasses a lot of different things, not least of all, music.
Yeah.
Music is a huge part of the Super Bowl. The halftime show is the most iconic part of that aspect of the Super Bowl.
Sure.
There's been some legendary ones.
There have. I mean, really one of the biggest music shows ever. I mean, just a truly iconic concert. I mean, B. Smith was telling us the other day how it started and how many viewers it attracts sometimes more than the game itself. Because not everyone is football fans.
It's a highly coveted spot.
Right.
Is there a bigger stage in music? I didn't prepare you for that.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, there's a reason why when the artists come out on halftime shows, their music sales skyrocket. They take over iTunes, and a lot of them, if they're smart, they have a new album or new singles ready to go because they know the whole world's watching. So no, nothing's bigger.
It kind of cements you in the landscape too.
Yeah.
You played a Super Bowl, you're of a certain status.
It's like win the Hall of Fame. You're forever with these artists. Like for the rest of the history of music, you can say, I did the national anthem at the Super Bowl or I performed halftime.
Yeah, national anthem. Good point. Another aspect of kind of like the musical part of the Super Bowl.
It seems like the Super Bowl halftime show is the one show where an artist can still benefit from while not getting paid for it.
Right.
Because that's the thing. People don't understand. They don't get paid. They don't get paid at all, which is crazy. But again, who else is providing that kind of a stage and format? So
get paid in a different kind of way.
Sure.
Right.
Now, have you guys ever seen a live performance, like a live halftime performance during a game?
I don't know if I've ever seen an actual live performance during a game. I think I saw Machine Gun Kelly once, but I don't know how live it was. Yeah. But nothing on this stage. No, I mean, this is insane what they do within, 12 minutes or something? I don't even know how much time it is. It's really limited. Yeah. But no, I've never seen nothing like it.
All right. Well, we've all seen them on TV.
Yeah.
So we want to start out by asking, are there halftime shows that really stand out to you? Your favorites or ones that are just super memorable for you?
Yeah, so my top 3 of all time is, I think people forget Michael Jackson's. Michael Jackson's was incredible. Yeah. And then number 2, just because of the location and what happened, Prince, when he was doing Purple Rain and it's raining. And I think they were in Minnesota, and it was everything was purple. And then I would say number 3, only because of the local aspect, was even though I'm not the biggest fan of Katy Perry, but when she brought up Missy Elliott, like Missy Elliott being from Portsmouth and being at the Super Bowl, and like we knew she was coming out, like we knew here, but the country didn't know. And I remember going on social media, and people were saying, oh, that's nice of Katy Perry to let that new artist come out on stage with her. And I was like, these kids. But that was cool just to see.
Yeah. Now, are you guys friends? Because you named your first 2 was exactly where Shane went when we asked him this question.
Yeah, so I spent some time with Shane. Yes. We are friends, but we did not talk about this before. Absolutely not.
Okay. MJ and Prince was your first 2 things you said, I think.
I think it really just shows the chemistry that me and Shane have.
We do. My man.
Summer,
we hate the same football teams, but no,
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Well, football teams are rivals, but because we talked about this before.
Yeah.
And I said that my personal favorite, or some of my personal favorite Super Bowl halftime shows of all time were definitely the Michael Jackson performance where he's disappearing in the stadium, shows up on the scoreboard, disappears, shows up on the stage.
And you're talking about early 90s, man. Right. Like, you didn't have all the the money was really not behind it. Now it's insane, but yeah.
Right. And then another one that you didn't mention that I told you, one of my personal favorites, I honestly think Bruno Mars.
I thought Bruno was good.
Yeah, I mean, twice. I mean, the 2 times he did it. I think he's really one of the more underrated performers.
Sure.
I feel like he doesn't get enough credit as a performer.
No, I think because he's not controversial. Like it's like he's very, very. I don't want to say he's vanilla, but he's not going to do anything that's going to upset nobody. He's safe. But Bruno was good. You're right.
And he appeals to, like, my mom likes Bruno Mars songs.
Yeah, she doesn't like the new one with Sexy Red, though. Don't play it for her. Now, what about you, though?
We've been keeping that one away from her.
Do you have any?
I'm a little bit basic. The 2020s have killed it for me. Like, I have clearly found the age where the Super Bowl is appealing to me.
Sure.
We go Weekend.
The Weekend was great.
The Weekend was great. Shakira and J-Lo, everything in L.A.
Yeah.
Eminem.
Oh, yeah, the
50,
Johnny Dre thing.
Dre,
Yeah.
all those guys. I loved all that. I actually slept on Usher last year a little bit.
The roller skating thing was great.
And the roller skating thing was great. And everyone around where I was watching up out of their seats.
Yeah.
We had like a little mini rave for a couple seconds.
I think that was the first Super Bowl halftime show that I saw on social media no one hated. Because everyone else has like said, oh, like it was okay, but like the Usher, I don't think I saw anyone say they didn't like it.
Yeah, I want to shout out Katy Perry, not for bringing out Missy Elliott, who we love, but for bringing out a giant tiger. A giant robotic tiger.
Yeah, it was insane.
That is one of my favorite moments.
Remember the Dancing Sharks where they messed up on stage?
The Dancing Sharks, yes, losing their minds a little bit. Now, we got to move on to this year's show.
Yeah.
The man of the moment, really. Just won another Grammy last year, Song of the Year.
Yeah, he won 5.
He's racking those up. Kendrick Lamar is this year's halftime show.
Yep.
Are you excited about Kendrick coming out? And then we want to know what song you're most excited about.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll keep this quick because I really want to know what Shaggy thinks. But I'm super excited, just off of the huge year that, as we said, Kendrick Lamar's having, coming off a successful rap beef, getting the W against Drake today, having really one of the most popular albums total this year, and then obviously, 2-3 of the most popular songs on the charts this year. But
yeah, my favorite Kendrick Lamar song, and he's already announced SZA's going to come out with him. So he might have other special guests, I don't know, but he said SZA, All the Stars of the Black Panther soundtrack is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Great pull.
It's just a very easy, fun. SZA sounds incredible on it. I want to hear All Right, since Pharrell produced it. It's local. And then I don't want to hear the entire stadium scream Not Like Us. I want to hear them scream Mustard really loud. So TV Off would be another fun one. Just to hear everyone scream Mustard and watch people in the stands go, what are you talking about? What is he saying? So those would be my 3.
And the occasional, the Super Bowl is watched by a wide range of audiences. Or ages.
Yes.
There's going to be some people who don't understand why everyone's yelling about a condiment.
It's going to be great.
Yes, absolutely. Wait. I'm a sucker for Money Trees. That's for a long time. That's been the song. I just hope he covers his whole career.
He will.
Let's get some good kid stuff. Yeah. Let's get some stuff from Damn. Let's go all the way through.
He will, and he'll go really fast because he knows he can't go on that kind of stage and forget his day ones. Sure. So he, just like The Weeknd did the same thing. I mean, all these guys know they have to make sure that people who support him from the jump get their love when they're on that big stage. So he will. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but if he doesn't, I'd be very shocked.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he brings Dr. Dre out.
Yeah, I thought so, but then I'm thinking Dr. Dre has already done it. Now we can just. So there's 2 ideas I'm going to throw to you. Ready? Really quickly. Yeah. One would be, what if he changed direction and brings out Drake? Okay. Now, don't say it can't be done. Okay.
Like public peacemaking initiative.
As in like it's over. I won. I've won. But you know what? Let's move on. And that's kind of like the waving the white flag on the beef. 2, which easily could happen, is he'll bring out Taylor Swift because they do Bad Blood.
Right. And she'll be there anyway.
Right.
That's
a no-brainer.
More likely.
Yeah. It's a no-brainer. I mean, if she's there because of Travis, she comes out and just does the Bad Blood record, he does his verse, and she walks off stage. You're looking at a minute. Yeah. And you have the biggest superstar in the world, female-wise, and then Kendrick obviously is one of the biggest superstars on the main stage for a minute and a half in a game that her boyfriend's playing in.
Yeah. That's a lot of synergy right there. That's a good call.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, it's not a no-brainer, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. When it comes to Drake, I think everyone's still too mad.
No, man. Let Drake live. He got beat up for a year. Let him come out and let him kumbaya and let him do a song and everyone sing it and go back to normal.
So we're not hearing poetic justice. We're probably not.
No,
unless he's unless he's still taunting him in a sense.
All right. I figured it was worth an ask.
Yeah. I do love Poetic Justice though.
It's a great record.
Oh, it's a great song. Now I didn't prepare you for this either, but we got you here, so I don't want to let you go without if they said, hey, Shaggy, you got a great sense for this stuff.
Yeah.
Next year's Super Bowl, we want you to pick.
Yeah.
Who would be your choice?
Well, that is a good one. So I would probably go away from hip hop and R&B just for now because they've done it the last 3 or 4 years. And I would go more towards a rock group or maybe a country. So a Chris Stapleton would be great. Taylor Swift, she hasn't done it. She would be great, even though she's pop. So yeah, I'm a hip hop and R&B guy, but I feel like it can't be that every year. So I would say like a Chris Stapleton, maybe a Post Malone, or like a Taylor Swift, something that can do all genres and everybody can say, I know every single song. I mean, I don't know every single song by Chris Stapleton, but you see my point. I would just go in a different genre.
I think Post hits that all demographics.
Yeah. And Post has so many records and so many features, but I would do Post. And then, my wild card would be, put someone like a Pharrell up there that has produced for everybody, that can go out there and do 12 minutes and bring out 11 celebrities. Yeah. And I'm a homer for it, but it'd be fun.
Love it. Fantastic. Shaggy, you never disappoint.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much for coming by 13 News Now. You got anything else to add?
Go Chiefs.
My goodness.
Go Chiefs.
See, we were good.
What are we doing? Everything was going so well.
Almost made me walk up out the studio. We were good.
Look at he's doing a whole come into our house and hit us with that?
Well, first of all, I have to know why you're saying go Chiefs.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But shout out to Mike Vick. He's the only Eagle I ever liked.
Okay. Hey, at least you got one. Yeah. We can't be upset at that. Mike Vick's our guy. Mike Vick's our guy.
And we got one of the greats here. We got to let him live on his opinion.
Right.
We got to let him live on his opinion.
So we'll say thank you, Shaggy, for coming. And the last word of this segment will be go Birds.
Go Birds.
Yes, that's right.
No.
Man, that sounded a little personal on the Chiefs-Eagles decision by Shaggy, but great interview, guys.
Oh, thank you, Brian Smith. That's so nice of you to say. I'll tell you what is personal. Everybody has their preferences for how they want to view the Super Bowl, right? Are we going to a party? Are we going out and about to a restaurant or a bar? Are we locked solo, dialed in, just trying to hear everything happening on the field? So what we're going to do right now, I want each of you to give me one major key for a perfect Super Bowl viewing experience, starting with Mr. Fordham.
Ooh, want me to start it off?
Of course I do.
Well, I think it's fair. I'm going to need a TV. But not just any TV.
That's a great point.
It's an important ingredient.
Yes.
But not just any TV. Right. I need a sizable TV where it really feels like I'm in the game.
Okay.
I'm in the environment. I'm in the moment. Second thing, I'm gonna go one more than B. Smith. I want to hear from you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go cheesesteak. My Birds are in the Super Bowl this year. I gotta embrace the true Philly culture. Okay. Give me a cheesesteak and I'm good.
Love it. B. Smith, what you got? A perfect Super Bowl party has what?
It has to have multiple TVs around the house. That's a good gathering of people, not too big, but not too small, intimate, good food, finger food, good to eat, some wings, maybe some wine, maybe, a few beers to the side, we're good.
I like the multiple TVs.
Have to.
I'm going to throw a strange one at you guys. Rows of seating. Ooh, I like it when there's a front row for people who are like, look, I just want to watch. That's all I want to do. That's why I'm here. Then a middle area for people who are like, look, I want to watch, but I'm also here to party a little bit too. Mm-hmm. And then maybe a back row for people who said, I'm here for the halftime show. I'll do a commercial, but I mostly want to eat and chatter.
So you're talking home theater.
Home theater, but makeshift.
Makeshift.
But I wouldn't want somebody, if I'm into the game, talking behind me and I'm trying to listen to the game and what happened and someone starts laughing loud or something like that. Nah, I want some space. Well, and that's why I want the multiple TVs. You can go to another room if need be, or you could send them to another room.
I'm going to have to stand up because I don't want to be looking at the back of somebody's head while I'm trying to watch the game.
But you would be in the front row.
Well, okay, if I'm in the front row, that's different.
Right.
Okay, that's
and B. Smith, you just got to get a place with better acoustics. That sounds like that's the problem.
No,
you can hear people way behind you.
People will be loud. Listen. It's okay. But that's why you have the multiple TVs.
I think we've gotten pretty close to an ideal viewing experience. Yeah. Now, not only will we be at home watching the games, but there will be some Hampton Roads families, B. Smith, that will be watching some of their own play in this game. Do we got some local connections to this contest?
That's right, Connor. At this year's matchup between the Chiefs and Eagles, there are several state and local ties that'll be playing on Sunday. First up, Virginia Beach native, former Ocean Lakes product, defensive lineman Derek Nottie. He's been a part of the Chiefs' run from the very beginning. He, like quarterback Patrick Mahomes, is eyeing a 4th Super Bowl title. Then there's linebacker and Suffolk native Cole Christensen. He's been with the organization since 2022 after getting waived by the Chargers. To the secondary, there's cornerback Chamari Connor. He was a rookie last season when the Chiefs won their 2nd straight title. The 27-year-old played his college ball at Virginia Tech. For the Eagles, there's Chesapeake native and linebacker Josh Sweat, who played his high school ball at Oscar Smith, then later at Florida State before getting drafted by Philly in 2018. He was a Pro Bowler in 2021. And long snapper and former ODU Monarch Rick Lovato. He started his career with the Bears in 2015, but has been with the Eagles the past 8 years. His former head coach Bobby Wilder, who's now at Tennessee Tech, had nothing but fond memories about the 32-year-old.
It's one of those guys that you have the honor and privilege to coach, that you're just so happy it works out for him because good things happen to good people.
And Wilder, who's coached the likes of Taylor Heineke, says Lovato was the first to do this before any other player as a Monarch.
Rick Lovato was the first player that I had the privilege of coaching to play in a regular season game in the NFL. That just goes to show a guy who was out of it, told he wasn't good enough. One of only 32 guys in the world that can do what he does.
That's pretty cool. Rick Lovato also grew up an Eagles fan, from what Coach had told me.
Oh,
Dreams
nice
come true.
full
Dreams
circle
come true.
moment for Rick Lovato.
Yes, yes.
I believe we've come full circle here
we have.
because it is that time. The game is nigh. We're a week away. We got to make picks, and I want to hear some final thoughts on the actual football part of this. That's good. Get loose.
Get loose.
I gotta
Get
warm
loose.
up for the game. you
Shane,
know.
final thoughts, picks.
hurt
You can
yourself.
continue to stretch as you talk if you so please.
Well, my thing is, Connor, I really
God,
gotta.
it's hard to focus. It's hard to look at him while
I'm
he's.
trying to multitask.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm chill. My pick for this Super Bowl, I have to go with the Eagles. They've had the best defense all season long, only has improved as the season has progressed. Same to say for their offense. I think this is going to be a huge game for Saquon Barkley running behind this offensive line. And I also think that Jalen Hurts is going to surprise a lot of people facing off against Patrick Mahomes for the 2nd time.
Mm-hmm. Now, for me, Brian, I like what you said there. And when I look at the Philadelphia Eagles, I see team of destiny vibes, right?
Absolutely.
You had the big collapse last season. You get Barkley. And ever since he jumped over backwards a
Yes.
Jacksonville Jaguar,
Something unseen before.
it feels like this team can do no wrong. A Jalen Hurts injury, they recover from that. A snow game that was kind of a historic contest in the link. So it feels team of destiny-ish for the Eagles. But you mentioned that they've had the best defense all year long. Last season, the Niners had the best defense all year long, and it wasn't enough to take down the Kansas City Chiefs. And when the Chiefs won that game, I created a policy for myself.
What was that?
I don't pick against Patrick Mahomes. I just don't do it, no matter the circumstances. I think this Eagles team is the most talented roster in the league, but I have to pick the most talented player in the league, which is why I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Eagles defense has struggled against tight ends in the playoffs, and that happens to be a strong point for the Chiefs.
Well, my final thought on this, the Chiefs, and I think we can all agree on this, has probably one of the ugliest 15-1 records I have ever seen. It hasn't been pretty all year. Patrick Mahomes has not played his best ball. How they became 15-1 is beyond me. But as you said, we're dealing with Patrick Mahomes here. We had discussed this before. I said they are the most prepared team in every set of circumstances that they have been in during the past 6-year run, 5 of the 6 going to the Super Bowl, of any team out there. They remind me of those Tom Brady Patriots teams that could make adjustments on the fly better than anybody out there. So right now, no matter what or who is in front of them, whether it's the Eagles or whoever else, we saw that in the AFC title game against the Bills. Bills had every opportunity. If you let Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, along with Chris Jones, stay in a game, and they're within a possession, and they still have a chance to get the ball, it's over. It's like Jordan.
Well, see, I can't knock you guys.
So I'm picking. Let me
very
emphasize
kind
this.
of you,
Let me
Shane,
emphasize
to
this.
not knock us.
I am picking the Chiefs to do the
Absolutely.
three-peat.
Yes.
And
yes.
Until I see otherwise.
Is he
and I
going
can't
final
knock you
word?
guys
Is he
for that.
going final word
He's
over the
trying
boss?
to.
There's one more thing I got to get in here.
Okay.
I can't knock you guys for siding with the champions,
Really nice of you.
the dynasty of the league.
Right.
But if you're looking at the last time these two teams faced off, the Eagles really outplayed the Chiefs. If it wasn't for a pass interference call late in the game to
bringing
set
the
up a
refs together.
game-winning field goal.
We're talking
for the
about-
Chiefs. And if you're looking at
You know what's funny about that, Brian? Is
What?
the Bills outplay the Chiefs in the regular season every year, and then the Chiefs go
They
and beat them
played
in the
well in the
playoffs.
NFC title
the
game.
Bills are not the Bills are not the Eagles. And if you're looking at
That's
the
actually-
Chiefs,
that's just factually
if you're looking at the Chiefs defense, the Chiefs are one of the worst teams against the pass this year.
Okay.
Late in the season, we've seen Kellen Moore develop more of a balanced scheme between the passing game and still allowing Saquon to be him. So that's why I feel like it's going to be an interesting day for Jalen Hurts, because I really think that we will see a big day for him in terms of connecting with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith down the
And
field.
Dallas Goddard as
And
well.
Dallas Goedert.
On that note, should we go get some cheesesteaks?
Let's get some cheesesteaks.
Ever since you
show
mentioned
y'all
that,
where to
I've
go.
been getting
I'm a little hungry.
I'll show y'all where to
I'm
go.
hungry.
Well, that's going to do it for us.
Enjoy the Super Bowl,
Please
people.
do. Please do. For Shane Fordham, Connor Rhiel, I'm Brian Smith. Thank you for this edition, the Super Bowl edition on 13 News Down. Enjoy the game and eat